channel. Today I'm going to show you how to block a sweater. This is the Sapila and you see it has a lot of color work on it. The first thing you want to do is soak your sweater. I'm just doing this in the wash machine because easiest. You can use a bucket or a sink or whatever, but put some wool wash in there and let it soak. If you have a top load washing machine, you can put this on the spin cycle and let it spin the water out for you. Otherwise, roll it up in a towel and press the water out. You're going to need blocking mats, rust-proof pins, blocking wires, and a measuring tape. While your garment is soaking, assemble your blocking mats and gather your tools. If you don't already own blocking wires and pins, I'll link some below for you guys, but no matter what you get, make sure it's specifically meant for knitting so that they are rust-proof. Otherwise, you will ruin your garment. Next, you want to lay your garment out and get ready to start putting the wires and pins in it. So I actually start with the sleeves, and I don't know if everyone does it this way or not, but I just put my hand through the sleeve and then pull the wires through. That way it doesn't get snagged on any of the stitches, and it just works out easier that way for me. And Bella wants to help me do this. She's so interested whenever I do anything with wool or any type of fiber. It's so sweet. I'm going to overblock these arms just a little bit because my floats were not as loose as I would have liked for them to have been. So this is going to help it fit a little bit more proper rather than being so snug. I'm going to zoom in on the shoulder so you guys can see how I do that to get a rounded effect even though I'm using a wire. So you kind of want to put pressure on it in two places and then pin like a kind of a teepee maybe around the top. And that way it holds it in place and it gives you a nice rounded shape rather than having a sharp line at your shoulder. So after you have it pinned, then you want to measure and make sure that it's how you wanted it to be, what you envisioned in your mind. And if it's not, obviously you can pin it a little bit different. Don't be afraid to unpin and repin a few times until you get it exactly how you wanted it. It really helps to have your schematics in place so that you know exactly how long you need your arms to be or how long you want them to be. And then you're going to want to mimic this on the other side, so there's going to be a lot of measuring back and forth, as you'll see in a minute. Be sure to measure the part between your underarm and your shoulder to make sure that it's not too tight right there. If it's a little bit smaller than you want, you can always pin it and stretch it out right now. Now you move to the other side, and I'm actually starting with the shoulder on this one. You can start from the cuff and work your way down. It doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. You're going to use a measuring tape a lot, like I've said already, just to make sure that everything is all even. So it doesn't really matter where you start, just as long as you end up with the same results as you had on the other side. And I decided to run a few wires up the body. Sometimes I don't do this, but I wanted to stretch out the length of the sweater, so I wanted to have kind of a guideline to go by to keep it straight. I wasn't stretching the width, only the length, but it just made sense to put some wires in so I'd have a way to, just kind of measure it and make sure I really was staying on the right path while I was doing this. Now that the edges are straight, you want to pull the center of the sweater down and make it straight across. Use your measuring tape so you get a good straight line. If possible, when you're pinning the bottom, pin right above the hem to help create a cleaner line. If you feel like I'm using a lot of pins on the hem, you are right. I use a ton of pins to create a nice smooth line. All right, so it's all pinned and ready to dry. This usually takes about a day or so for it to dry. And as you saw, it takes quite a bit of time to actually pin it out, get it all straight and how you want it, but it's well worth it. This is gonna look so much better and it's gonna wear so much better on me. I'm not gonna have to tug at it to get it to lay flat whenever I'm wearing it. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. Thanks, guys.